Hey everyone, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of Scrappy Shorts, where everything has potential. Today we're getting out those strips in our scrap box that we have aplenty, and we're just going to make some simple die cuts in a Valentine's card. Easy peasy, use up some scraps, and you can make some absolutely beautiful cards. There's two ways to do this, so I'm going to show you how. Let's just get right down to it into my down camera, and we'll show you how. Alright, here is what we're going to do. We're going to take these strips, okay? We've got colored strips. We have, and I've got just pulled out of my scrap box ones I knew would work. We've also got tons of different size white strips, correct? So what I have done, I've gone through and pre-cut some, and what I am using is I am using my new pretty pink and posh sentiment. These are actually just strip dies, and I've pre-cut out strip dies in two different sizes here. I have this size and this size that I've pre-cut out. I may need more, but that's okay. Or you can just take your cutting tool and just cut strips. The difference between these two options is if you use the die on the cut edge here, it just gives it a tiny slight little bevel, so it's just slightly cleaner. Have I done this without these? Yes, because these are kind of newer to me. I have just cut these in strips and done the same thing across cards and different things. So this one I'm just going for just a tiny bit more crisp, kind of clean edge to it when I use my die cut. And we're going to use a heart die, which is from the Altenew Halftone Hearts Nesting Die Set, okay? Or, if you've got lots of white strips and you got to use these up, grab your favorite ink pad color, whatever you want to do for matchy-matchy or whatever color you want to make, and make your own. Those white strips we can't get rid of, correct? So just start making your own colored paper and then just cut these in strips. If it's not totally even, that's okay. This is Catherine Pooler ink. She does, her inks kind of do tone back and smooth out. And once you cut it into strip, you're really not going to notice the difference, right? We're using scraps. It's a scrap card. So you could make your own or cut up that colored cardstock. I'm using up some of my colored cardstock today. What I've done is I've cut a piece of typing paper, just printer copy paper, super thin, to the size of my heart, okay? And I'm just going to lay the strips across here, diagonal, straight across, however you want to do it, and then we're going to cut that out, all right? So super easy. And I'll just get started, then I will finish cutting this, or adding these strips here, and then we'll just kind of cut back. So all we're doing, and I'm just going to go straight across, because it doesn't matter, because I could cut this however I want when I cut this out, okay? So just get these going across your paper. And I'm using typing paper because it's cheap, B, it's easy and thin enough that now I know my die cut is still going to cut through the typing paper and my cardstock. Alright, I've got a couple started. Now what I usually do is I just go down and I layer down some glue, and then I just start layering these in. That's it. Just like so. And I'm just, no really true pattern here. I'm just laying these down, thin to thicker. It doesn't matter. You can do it in a pattern, whatever you choose. And you're just going to go until this covers that section of what you need for your heart shape. All right? I'm going to finish gluing these down, and then we will be right back. All right. I have all my strips glued down, just kind of alternating what size and pink and green. I'm just using kind of a limey green with a light pink. And all we're going to do is die cut this out. So I'm going to lay this so that my stripes are kind of diagonal on my heart. And we'll just get out the big shot. And this is thin enough that this should die cut right through, because I'm just using regular typing paper. And then my cardstock strips are just normal width, right? Or thickness. These are fun because you can literally use any shape for this. When you die cut, we're just going Valentine's on this one, so we're getting out some hearts. And there you go. that is your scraps. I think it would be fun to see this on a card. I've got some things prepped, so let me just assemble this card. We'll be right back and show you a card and wrap this up. Alright, I thought it would be fun just to put this together on a card. We just went simple. So I did a heart stencil with Simon Hurley lunar paste, and the color that I used was the prom queen, so I went pink. Then I just lightly kind of powdered over it with some Perfect Pearls original formula, just to give it a little shimmer and some whiteness on there, so you can see it just pops that shimmer off that lunar powder lunar paste even more. Then I just layered my pink and green to match this, and I added a little sentiment with a shadow behind it. So very, very simple card. I used the Fun Frame die and stamp set from Gina K for my sentiment. So there you have it. Very simple card using your strips of scraps. So front view here for you, and get out those strips, start cutting. You can kind of see it just gave that little cleaner edge on those edges when you use the die cutting for the strips, but you don't have to. Use what you have for a cutting machine, cut those into strips, and layer away. So thanks for hanging with me. Glad to have you with me, and until next time, I'll see you then.